Would you like to know what your home is valued at? Or if you're buying, would you like to know what you should offer? The answers might be right at your fingertips by going to those online valuation websites. Link 2's real estate expert Denny Grimes is here with us to talk about the process and also warn us why these are good and bad sources of information in a sense.
That's right, and what prompted the story is the fact I had a potential seller call me and tell me that she's online every month, gets a report every month, and that she knows what her home is worth, and it actually went up $12,000 last month.
In 1 month?
In 1 month. And I said, well, and I told her, she was kind of surprised. I said, we never look at Zillow. And that was the Bible to her. So I thought we'd talk a little bit, and I'm not picking on Zillow. Zillow is a great online valuation site, and there's others out there. But what I thought I'd do is a real-time comparison, and what you see here is a slide, Rob, of homes that have closed in the last 10 days.
Okay.
I've taken all of Southwest Florida. So these recorded sales have not had a chance to process through the Zillow issue yet. And so what I'm using is there's actual sales price that you can see, and then what Zillow basically put this estimate at. And you can see sometimes they're within, there's 9 properties there, and there's about 4 or 5 that are within maybe 10%. Which sounds pretty good until you look at the actual dollars sellers could be leaving on the table. And the majority of the homes that have sold leave massive dollars. If the seller would have taken that valuation and put it on their home on the market, they would have lost a lot of money. Look at the one at the bottom.
Yeah.
Over almost $2 million off.
Wow.
So the only seller there would be happy maybe is the one at the top. They were $2,000 off. So it can be right, like a broken clock. It can be right a couple times a day. But the thing about these online valuations, they're a great source of information generally. You can find out neighborhood information, neighborhood trends, and some prices. But buyers and sellers should understand the limitations of it.
And you said they always pretty much benefit the buyer here as well.
Well, it benefits the buyer because, number one, the buyer will use that value when it's in their favor. You see, there were two valuations of the 9 that the Zillow put above sales price. Well, the buyer didn't pay more than the market value, so they will only use the valuation from a Zillow online valuation site if it's in their favor. And typically, the buyers know value more than sellers because they do more research. They compare more than one site, and then they have the benefit of using a professional like a real estate agent, and it's free to a buyer. Sellers try to avoid maybe talking to a realtor because it may cost them a commission. But if you look at the difference between what homes sold for and what their value was, generally the difference is greater than the commission a seller would pay. So theoretically, using a professional for a seller and getting real value, not Zillow value or online value, basically the seller can have the professional for free as well.
Yeah, and I would guess there's differences and variables that aren't seen. They sort of have to be felt when you're in the neighborhood and on the ground as the realtor or the customer.
It's nuances. It's like if you have a rash. You can go online and try to figure out if it's a poison ivy or allergic reaction, but the internet can't tell you that. You have to go to a doctor. And so the internet doesn't understand nuances, and that's why you talk to a professional.
Yep. Use them, but use them with caution.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Denny. Wayne News This Morning is right back. Top stories, weather, and traffic.